She was normal before she met you. She had a mental breakdown. She cried. You had to ask you where you were because you cheated on her. You lied to her. You destroyed her. Made her the person she is today.
You think you know someone until the moment everything falls apart. Today, we're diving into 2 relationship breakdowns that will shock you and maybe teach you something about human nature along the way. What you're about to witness are real conversations between real couples whose worlds are crashing down in real time. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at relationships the same way again. Let me set the scene for you. Picture this. You just lit the like button, subscribed to this channel ad, left a comment. Wouldn't it be wonderful? You've been with someone for 5 years. 5 whole years of your life invested in this person. You're talking about marriage, planning a future together, and then boom. Everything changes in a single conversation. That's exactly what happened to Cameron and Karen, and what you're about to hear will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about trust and betrayal. Cameron storms in, and immediately you can feel the tension. He's not just upset, he's furious. Karen has no idea what's coming. She's confused, trying to understand why the love of her life is suddenly treating her like a stranger. But Cameron has information. Someone told him something. Someone showed him proof. The question is, what kind of proof destroys a 5-year relationship in minutes? Now here's where it gets interesting. Karen is desperate. I mean, absolutely desperate. She's begging Cameron to listen, swearing on everything she holds sacred that she didn't cheat. But Cameron isn't having it. He's made up his mind. Someone he trusts showed him something, and that's all he needs to know. The relationship is over, just like that. But wait, there's a plot twist coming that nobody saw coming.
Was I actually disrespectful? Or did I just set boundaries and because you're so used to being in control, you took it as disrespect? Am I really a hateful person? Or does me holding you accountable just feel like an attack because no one has ever held you accountable?
As Cameron is packing Karen's things, demanding his ring back, something shifts in the conversation. Suddenly, Karen isn't just the accused anymore. The tables turn in the most unexpected way possible. Cameron reveals something that changes everything. He caught Karen cheating. Not suspected, not heard rumors. He caught her. This isn't about hearsay or proof from friends. This is about catching someone red-handed. And here's what's absolutely mind-blowing about human psychology. Even when confronted with undeniable truth, Karen keeps fighting. She keeps denying. She keeps trying to salvage what's already destroyed. It makes you wonder, at what point do people finally accept reality? At what point do they stop fighting a battle that's already lost? The second story is even more heartbreaking because it's the complete opposite scenario. Meet Marcel and his partner. No cheating here, no betrayal, no lies. Just 2 people who've grown apart, and one of them has finally reached their breaking point. Marcel is packing his bags, and his partner walks in to find their entire world falling apart. What makes this situation so devastating is the honesty. Marcel isn't angry. He's not vindictive. He's just done, completely and utterly exhausted by a relationship that's been slowly killing him from the inside. He talks about waking up sad every day, feeling defeated, being internally destroyed by unhappiness. This is what happens when 2 people love each other, but just can't make it work anymore. His partner is blindsided. They had no idea Marcel was feeling this way. No idea that every day was a struggle for him. No idea that their relationship had become a source of depression rather than joy. And that's the tragedy of it all. Sometimes relationships die not from betrayal or lies, but from neglect and miscommunication.
You fooled me. You really did. I'll give it to you. Props to you. You fooled me. I thought that you were a person that I could trust in. Somebody that I truly had love for. Somebody that I thought I was going to have a future with. Maybe a home.
Marcel describes feeling like a terrible support system was in place. Like every time he tried to express his feelings, he was shut down or dismissed. He talks about nights when he couldn't sleep, when something felt wrong, but his concerns were brushed off. This is the slow death of a relationship, where one person is drowning while the other person doesn't even realize they're struggling. The desperation in his partner's voice is heartbreaking. They're willing to do anything to make it work. They want to fix whatever's broken. But Marcel has already mentally checked out. He's moved past the point of trying to repair things. He's reached that place where letting go feels like the only path to happiness, even though it means destroying something that once brought joy. What's fascinating about both these situations is how differently people react when a relationship ends. In the first scenario, we see anger, accusations, and denial. Someone's been caught doing something wrong, and the reaction is to fight against the inevitable consequences. In the second scenario, we see sadness, acceptance, and a kind of mature resignation to the fact that sometimes love isn't enough. Both conversations reveal something profound about human nature. When we're caught doing something wrong, our first instinct is often to deny, deflect, and fight back, even when we know we're guilty. But when we're the ones ending things, we want understanding and acceptance, even when we're breaking someone's heart. The psychology behind these reactions tells us so much about how we handle guilt, shame, and loss. Cameron's reaction shows us what happens when trust is completely shattered.
You hurt me. And I don't care how long it's been. That truth still lives in my body like it never got permission to leave. You didn't break bones. You didn't leave bruises anyone else could see. But you chipped away at me until I couldn't recognize myself unless I was apologizing.
There's no going back from certain betrayals. The relationship doesn't just end. It gets erased, as if those 5 years meant nothing once the truth came out. Marcel's situation shows us something different, but equally important. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do for someone you love is let them go, even when they're begging you to stay. Sometimes continuing to try is more cruel than walking away. These conversations are raw, real, and probably happening in homes around the world right now. They remind us that relationships are fragile, that trust once broken is almost impossible to repair, and that sometimes the most loving thing you can do is recognize when something isn't working and have the courage to end it. What would you do in these situations? Could you forgive cheating after 5 years together? Could you let someone go if they told you the relationship was making them miserable? These aren't easy questions, and there aren't right or wrong answers. But these stories force us to think about what we value most in relationships: loyalty, honesty, happiness, or something else entirely. The truth is, every relationship will face moments like these. Maybe not exactly like these, but moments where everything hangs in the balance. How we handle those moments defines not just our relationships, but who we are as people.